Hey everyone, I'm for Figure Reviews, and I'm back at you guys with another figure review. And today we are here reviewing Transformers Age of the Primes, Prima Prime, otherwise known as, I'm pretty sure he's the leader of the 13 Primes. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments down below, but yeah, here he is, looking Prima E, I guess. It looks really good. Pretty good detailing all around, if I'm being honest. Yeah. Sculpt wise, it looks great. I do wish there was more paint because it just feels like a grayish, whitish figure, and that's about it. You know, do wish there was a little bit more silver here and there. Like they could have definitely spruced this up with silver, but it is what it is, I guess. You know, still great. It still looks really good. He does have his matrix of leadership along with the Star Saber, so that's really cool. And that's about it for his accessories, too. And yeah. So with that being said, let's move on to some figure comparisons real quick. Alright, so I'm here with figure comparisons, and first up we have the Age of the Primes figures. We have Solus Prime and Alchemist Prime. Over here, I believe it's it's Alchemist. As you can see, they all look really good, especially the style they're going for each of these Prime figures. I really am digging. So yeah, but he will definitely fit in. Prima Prime will definitely fit in with the other 13. So yeah, nothing to worry about here. It looks great all around. If I'm being honest, sorry, I got the hiccups really bad today. Um, but yeah. All right. On to the next comparisons. Alright, I'm here with the next figure comparisons, and we are here with Studio Series 86. Now, I know what it looks like that Prime is a little bit on his height, and that's not actually true. Prime is much taller. It's just the way he's posed makes him look like he's closer to that height, but he's actually not. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. But yeah. Anyway, and obviously, Prima Prime is taller than Bumblebee by a good bit. Um, you know, so yeah, that's pretty cool. Overall, I think it looks great. I was debating getting another 86 Prime. This is a little off topic. I was debating getting another 86 to put on my 13 Prime shelf, but then again, I have Star Optimus Prime. Technically, he's the 13th Prime, so I'm just gonna stick with that instead. Anyway, on to the next and last figure comparison. All right, so for the last figure comparisons, we have to the left the SH Figure Arts Harley Quinn, and to the right the Marvel Legends Black Widow on the updated female Buck. All right, so the reason I'm comparing these is just to see how they would also compare to my Marvel Legends or in my import figures, and obviously it's not in scale because Prima Prime would realistically be towering over these two figures, but you know that's neither here nor there. I still think it looks pretty cool, and you know, I still like it. I still like it a lot. But yeah, just wanted to show that comparison real quick. All right, now let's move on to the articulation portion in just a bit. All right, everyone, welcome to the articulation portion. And so first up, Prima Prime does have a ball joint at the head, so you can't look up about that much. Really good range. That's mostly because of a cutout in the back, as you can see. Right there. It allows for really good range. Also, the part that there's like this open, his head kind of nicely fits weirdly right there. You would think that's for transformation, but no, not really. Also, there's like a hinge that is for transformation that can make him look a little bit more up realistically too. Obviously, rotate his head all the way around, tiltage a little bit, but yeah, overall decent range for the head. The arms can go out about this much, which is pretty good. His shoulder pads don't really get in the way because they are on a hinge, as you can see. So that's great. Single jointed elbow, that's fine. Bicep swivel, just really nice. Arms can go all the way around uninhibited, so yeah. Hand is on a swivel, so that's nice. Get some good hand movement, and surprisingly, working hand, right? Like he can actually open his hand, which is really nice. So I really like that a lot, actually. He does not have any form of ab crunch, unfortunately. Waist swivel right here, that's pretty good. Overall, pretty decent articulation for the body. This is standard for a Transformer, I feel like, at this point. So it's nothing too special. His legs can kick up about this much. He can knee about this much. Kick back about that much. Which is pretty good, actually. No thigh swivel. Actually, yeah, he does kind of have a thigh swivel, huh? Okay, thigh swivel. Ankle rockers right there. His foot can go up and down. And that's about it for articulation. Now onto the transformation portion. Alright everyone, so first up for the transformation portion, probably the most important part is to remember this figure doesn't exactly tab in all the way correctly. That's mostly an engineering thing they did with the figure, but trust me, it does transform. It's just kind of finicky. All right, so that being said, let's get on to it. So first up, I like to bring up the arms and the shoulder pads like this, mostly just to get them out of the way, right? And you want to flip this up, right? Like there's a tab, right? It connects in here. You just kind of put it right there, right? And it just kind of rolls around. You put the hand in, right? Now, I mean, I've seen some people have the hand open, but like I feel like that covers, because like this is supposed to slide into a port, so I feel like that kind of negates the, why you would do that. So yeah, right. Just kind of come over here, do the same thing. Pop that open, push this in here, and it does not close, right? You just kind of leave it like this for the time being. For some reason, this bicep swivel doesn't want to bicep swivel, if you get the joke. Right. Next thing you want to do is rotate this around. Oh man. All right, there we go. Rotate that around and leave that like that. Next thing you're gonna do is get the tires out, right? They just kind of on a hinge in here, so they just kind of come out like that. Put the foot in, take the tire part out, and just place it right here. All right, so it should look like that. It should look something like this. All right, that should be good. Should be good. Oh wait, Alright, so sorry. I messed something up. So you're not supposed to rotate this around. I forgot. This isn't for transformation. The actual swivel part is right here. I'm sorry. Okay. I'm just kind of messing up a little bit today, which is kind of funny. But just ignore that part, because everything else I did is technically correct. And just put this right in here, right? And you just kind of tab these together. There we go. Tapping together, right? Next thing you want to do is you want to just kind of untab this entire chest kind of arm area and just bring it out like that, right? If you see what I did, like this is all here, you just kind of, or this was right here, you just kind of untab it, right? From right there, and what you want to do is you can see the tires are right there. All right, you want to just flip out the tires, all right, push in Prima Prime's head. All right, now you can do it like this, or you could rotate the head. I've seen some people rotate the head in. It's really up to personal preference, I think. No, you can't, because this is more flat, so, I mean, yeah, it just fits nicer, as you can see. But, yeah, you just rotate the head, and there we go. Right, and the tires just stay like that, and then you actually rotate this upper chest piece, right, like, right there, right? It rotates like that. And there we go, right? So it should look something like this, anyway. Yeah. All right. And next thing you want to do is come over here. I like to flip this down a little bit just because I feel like it kind of helps. And it's just kind of not really forcing, but like kind of just trying to tab, because as you see, these tabs right in here go into those ports, and you're just kind of trying to port them, and there we go. All right, and there we go. That's basically almost the front part done. All right, and the next thing you do is just kind of right-click the legs, and you're gonna have to fudge this a little bit, by the way, or maneuver it, because like this can be pretty darn hard. All right, and just go in, and there we go. Oh man, this piece is like super annoying. All right, there we go. Dude. Okay, there we go. Sorry. Oh man, that was super duper annoying. Right? But yeah. Did this see tab? Oh, it did not say tabbed in. Unfortunate. Okay, keep that tabbed in. There we go. And then you just kind of use the bicep swivel to kind of maneuver this into place. Basically, this slide import is supposed to go into that tab, if you guys can see. But the way the figure is engineered, it doesn't technically go into tab, which is kind of hilarious, because like, then what's the point of the tab? You know, because like, there we go. Yeah, you see 2 tabs right there, 1 tab, put it in here, the other tab goes right in here. There we go. All right, that should be, yeah, that's one side done. I think I messed up right here, but honestly, it's still viewable, so who knows? Who knows if I actually messed up, and who knows if I didn't? All right, it's just us. It's just us. It's just us. Yeah. All right. One side, you kind of just do the same for the next, right? You kind of just rotate this entire piece, right? Using the bicep swivel, and then just kind of tab it into place, or sort of tab it into place anyway, because, yeah. There we go. Just make sure everything is nice and tight. And there we go. We have Prima Prime in his transformed vehicle mode. All right. Like I said, it's kind of a bit of a fudgy transformation. It's not honestly the best. It's probably the worst engineered transformation out of all the primes. But there we go. He does have fin on wheels, so he does roll like a dream, as you can tell. His sword does port in. All right, ports in nicely, actually. Let me lower the camera so you guys can actually see that. All right, so he does roll, really nice. That's basically him in vehicle mode. All right, yeah, so really cool. All right, now let's move on to some vehicle mode comparisons in just a bit. All right, everyone, I am here with some vehicle mode comparisons. Now, here they are, and I know you're saying, hey, where are the aged and prime comparisons for vehicle form? I'm like, well, I don't really feel like transforming them, because then I would have to transform them back after the video and pose them on the shelf, and I just don't feel like going through that. So I got some figures that are already transformed into vehicle mode. Hope you guys don't mind. Anyway, here they are. We got the Studio Series Clunker Bumblebee and the Studio Series re-release Soundwave from Transformers Dark Side of the Moon, I think it is. All right. Yes, this is the re-release. The reason I know is because I did a short about it in Target because it got re-released. It was the entire thing. But there we go. And here they are. They look pretty decent next to each other. I mean, not completely considering the styles. You guys can see. Yeah, Bumblebee's taller or longer. Anyway. Yeah, Sunlive is longer too. Yeah, pretty cool. He's definitely more trucky than he is carry, and than he is a car. I don't know why I was about to say carry, but yeah. Overall, it's still pretty cool. Now on to the next comparison. All right, for this next comparison, we have some of my more favorite figures. These are my NPM figures. This is my third-party NPM Jazz, right? Or the Jive figure, which is probably one of my favorite figures of all time right now. And this is the NPM or MP Masterpiece Wheeljack. So, yeah, there they are next to Age of the Prime's Prima Prime. And yeah, of course, they are bigger than him. Like, they are masterpiece figures. I mean, what you kind of expect, you know? They are like so much bigger than him. It's not even funny. Look at this. Like, Hooder to right there. Yeah, it's kind of hilarious. But still, pretty cool. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. But yeah, that's how they compare to him pretty much. There we go. I was hoping that didn't fall. But yeah, there they are. Looks pretty good, great overall. Yep. And that's basically it for figure comparisons. Now let's move on to the final review. Alright, so for my final review, I give this figure an 8. The reason I'm giving it an 8 is mostly due to the engineering of its transformation. It's pretty wonky and doesn't completely make sense. Also, there's a lot of clearance issues that I have noticed, as you can tell from my transformation portion. Also, the fact that the figure doesn't actually completely tap in all the way is kind of annoying to me. It does kind of irk me to a degree. So yeah. Better than that, the figure's fine. Decent articulation for a Transformer. I mean, like, it's not amazing compared to the 86. The 86 or the concept art Megatron is, like, way better in terms of articulation. But this is basically standard issue for a Transformer. The articulation he has. So, I mean, it's not horrible. And it's definitely playable. So I think it succeeds. I think it's great, and I think it's a good interpretation of the leader of the 13 Primes. So yeah, with that being said, if you guys like today's review, please like and subscribe. Anyway, with that being said, see you guys later on Fun Figure Reviews. Bye.